Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Vanilla 1.0. In our last episode, we turned on advanced oil processing at the oil refineries, so now we're producing all of the oil products directly from them, and then we're dumping that into some tanks, of course, for storage, and then we are making lubricant, of which we have almost a full tank. We're cracking the rest of the heavy oil down into light oil, and then cracking the light oil into petroleum gas. And now the petroleum gas is full. And that's that way because we are not doing any research right now. So we're not using any sulfur or any plastic, at least not much. I want to see though what I set this pump as, because I may want to tweak it a little bit. Yeah, I think we can tweak this. I should turn this up to 24K just so that it makes it basically fill up that tank before we crack any of it down. And then this one is set at 20K, which is fine. It could also be maybe 24K, but maybe that gives me a little bit more buffer. And then these are both 1K just to make sure that they pulse at the same time. Okay, so I need to extend at least the lubricant and the sulfuric acid pipes down to the bus. And I'm going to go all the way through the bus and onto the far side where the factories are. Of course, the car stops here. I'm going to send that along. I'll probably crash into something. We're going to pick it back up in a moment. I did that just before I started, pushed the car along, and of course, like I said, it stopped right there. Okay, so now I need to mark where this is. Let me do it. Whoa, that was a little farther out than I expected. There. There. And then the rest I should be able to tell. So I want to put these pipes. Actually, that one I might be able to get away. Nope, cannot get away with it. Let's go there, and that's just to put the pipes in between the bands of belts here. And I can see where they are now because I have an iron belt here going up there. But I didn't... of course, there's a power pole right here. I didn't mark where they go, or I didn't do the undergroundies for these two sets of belts because I'm not sure how much those are going to be used. I think we're going to need at least one of them, though, but I'll fix it when it comes time. So I think, based on where this all is... shoot. That's where the... Yeah. Wait a minute. I have room. Alright, this is going to be where the sulfur comes in, and then this is going to be where the lube comes in. Like this. Doot, doot. And I'm keeping them one space apart because that makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to split everything along. You go there. Yep. No, actually. Go that way. I'll pick you up later. Of course. We're just going to go a little bit short then. Nope, we're going to go a little bit shorter than that. We don't hit that power pole. Perfect spacing, as always, Wally. Perfect spacing. And so today's task, and the reason we're bringing both of these fluids down this way, is to make bots. Well, I don't know if we'll get all the bots made, but to make bots, the first thing we need to make is batteries. So we're going to do that. And I always like to make my batteries on the bus. It doesn't really matter. Some people prefer to make the batteries on the... oh, dang it. Some people prefer to make batteries in the oil area and then belt them in. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of just up to you, whatever you feel like. Just for me, it's always been a bus thing as opposed to a oil thing. Alright, now I'm kind of stuck. Stuck on it. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to pull this one up short. Take this one longer. Take this one there. And then go here and then join them back together again. I don't like doing that, but you're going to do what you got to do, I guess, right? Okay, so we're out here now. We don't have very much light, but that's okay. It'll be daylight again soon. And we're going to set up an array for bots. Now, of course, I need to get rid of this large amount of stone here. One quality of life thing that I would like to see, I don't know if there's mods for this or not, but this would be kind of a nice vanilla thing even, that wouldn't really add a lot to the game, but would add enough to make me like it better, is some way of showing the player without opening the inventory screen how much bag space they have left. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 90 spaces. I have 17 free. I'd like to see maybe down here where the axe used to be, just a simple, what I guess it would be, 73 out of 90 or 17 out of 90, whichever way, either way is fine. To me, just a little display somewhere on the screen without having to open this up to see how full your inventory is. Because picking up all those rocks gave me a lot of stone and a lot of coal because they were big rocks. And, yeah, for me, I would like to see something that I could see here that told me, oh, you have this much free space or this much is full kind of thing. The only thing that I didn't get... Oh, I do have them. Okay, good. I have 12 chemical plants. That'll be good enough to do batteries with. Car's way back there, but that's fine. Let's see. Chemical plants. So batteries are made in a chemical plant. Maybe we'll go right about there. I'd like to give a little bit of space. It doesn't really matter that much. Batteries take sulfuric acid, hence why we were bringing the sulfuric acid down the bus. And they take iron and copper. With a 4-second craft time, that means every 4... And they're in a chemical plant, so that means that the 1 processing per second. That means every 4 seconds we can make 1 battery, or with 4 machines, we can make 1 battery per second, and we're going to use 1 iron and 1 copper per second. So if we said we wanted to split the iron and copper on half belts, that means that we could, on a half belt each rather, that means we could support 7.5, half belt of each, times 4 battery makers on that half belt of iron, half belt of copper. And 7.5 times 4 is 30, and we're not going to make that many. We can only make 12 right now. I think maybe I'll make 16 eventually with this build, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, that's all we're going to make. So this should be fine. And then what I can do is set these up next to each other like this, like we've done before. Do the power like this. We could also do the power somehow offset with these, but you have to be a little bit more careful with that because we're bringing in pipes here. So you kind of want to do this like this, and you could bring in a belt of copper and iron and a belt out of batteries. You could also put both belts on the one side, have copper and iron coming in, and have batteries going out. That would also work. Actually, that might work better in a way. If we wanted to cram these, I'm not going to worry about it. If we wanted to fit these together without having the power poles in between, we could do it like that, but I'm not going to worry about it. So we'll put the lights down. We need inserters here, and we need outserters there. And I think that's it. And we have enough for 12 right now, so I'll go ahead and build all 12. That's 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. Take those off. Okay, and then do the power poles next. Let me get over here where I can walk on this belt. Out of power poles. Can I make just a few? Negative. Back to the mall I go. I have no iron. I have no steel. I have no thing. Actually, I think I had some of that in here. Yeah, not really. Just some steel. Could probably try and dump that stuff off. Dunk. Yeah, well. Wow, I put a lot of junk in here. I'll keep the green circuits in the car, I suppose. Actually, I should keep them on me. Let's dump off some more of this junk. That, and these, and those. Half of those. Half of... Well, no, not all of those. That many of those. I'll keep the coal because I might want it for train fuel or something. And then we'll come down here and grab some stuff. Like medium power poles. You know what? In fact, I'm going to grab a few more chemical plants and we'll just set up, since we came back here anyway, we'll just set up... nope. Need 4 more. To make 16. Although, wait a minute. Bots are all made... I think all of robot components are made in a assembler. So we're good there. We need more belts, probably. Definitely more undergrounds. Take like half of those. See, I could tell if I had the stuff, I could have been able to tell that my inventory, how full my inventory was, and I wouldn't have had to have looked. We'll call it a pet peeve. It's not a big deal. Should be plenty of assemblers. Ooh. One turret is engaging with the enemy. Our wall and our turrets are now having to defend against some of these biters, which means that we need to do some biter enhancements, or defense enhancements, and also potentially some biter attacking stuff that I want to do very soon. Hopefully I got everything I needed. Knowing me, I did not. But we're going to come back down here because I really want some bots going. And I found a tree. Look at me. Okay, back down here we go. I want to put out... Nope. This power pole out... there. And then I'll put one right there. And then this will light up all nice and pretty, like. And we'll put these down. Putting the power poles down first meant that I could do that without making a mess of things. So that's always a good idea if you think about it and you can. Do it that way. I should still have those 4 chemical plants remaining. And then we just need inserters all around. And then we'll hook up the inputs and this should start going. But I guess I could hook up the other 4 as well. So let's take this. Nope, I can't do it. Alright, I was going to stay at 12. It's fine. But 2, 4, 6. Right here we need a turny thing. Just to keep the materials, or to put half the materials, half the batteries on one side of the belt and half on the other. Okay, so this comes up here. And I need to put something in between there. Pipe. Let's go maybe right here would be good. And then this one... Ugh. That's not good. I messed that up, I think. Get out of the way, tree. And get out of the way, car. Let's see, I might need to move... Yeah, I'm going to need to move this out 1 space, I think will be fine. Yeah. This will go there, and then this is where copper will come in. And then I need to get my way through here. And then copper can come down here. Eyeballing this, hopefully I get it right. Nope. Dang it. Well, I got lots more copper to deal with now. Okay. Doot, 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 doot. And that'll be the copper. That's fine there. And we should have batteries getting made. Very, very soon. Like, as soon as the copper gets made. And like I said, this line here, before we upgrade it to red, will support 30, I think was the number that I rattled off. 30 of these working non-stop. That's, of course, assuming you're making enough sulfuric acid. But since we only need 20 every 4 seconds per machine, 30 would only take 600 every 4 seconds, so that's about 150 per second, which is not a lot. So you could definitely keep expanding this battery array, and could even set it up. There's an option too. Instead of doing this, you could set it up mirrored, and have another array mirrored against it, and be able to make basically. Well, I guess it would be. Actually, could you mirror? Yes, because this array, even if there's 30, is only going to make half a belt, because you only have a half a belt of iron and half a belt of copper. So because it's 1 and 1 make 1, that means you can only make a half belt of batteries, at most, off of a half belt of iron and a half belt of copper. Which means that if you married two of these up face to face with each other, you could make a full belt by having a belt like this, basically having this mirrored next to each other. Okay, so let's take this out. You know what I didn't do here? I didn't do this one. And then I need to do that one. There, I think. Yep. And now we need to go and find a place on the bus for this. And that place is going to be, I think, the 4th one with the red circuits. Because I have space basically for 2 red circuits, and then a blue circuit, and then something else. And I think this can be that something else. I may have rattled off something different in an earlier episode. It doesn't horribly matter. It's just more about getting everything on the bus. So, but I think that putting it there should be fine. Oops, too far, too far. So it needs to go one more. And then red circuit, blue circuit, go. I think. This should be split here, actually, that I did wrong. And this belt should come this way. Red circuit's there. There. No, I did this wrong. Blue circuit. This should be back by 1. And that way batteries can go this way, and batteries can go this way. That can come along. I also want to bring some more stuff along, like green. We're going to need to have an episode where we boost production, too, because this is not going to last. The production we have is not going to last for very long. You can continue along. This one I think I will do now. Let's just do the red underground like that, because it only helps with 1, so it's not really useful. Plastic we don't need to bring along, but steel we do. Nope, wrong belt. That one needs to come up because that's in the wrong... that's in the space, not where a belt would go later. Steel we need. I'm trying to think what else we need for bots. I guess I could just look at the recipe instead of guessing. That would be smart. Okay, let's look at the recipes. So, robots. We're going to start with construction robots because it's... Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let's do some more research. Personal roboports, definitely. Because that's what we're aiming for here, is the ability to have robots build crap for me while I'm standing there. So we need green circuits for these, and I happen to know that logistics robots need red circuits in place of the green circuits, plus the flying robot frames. Flying robot frames need steel and batteries. Huh, imagine that. Electronic circuits and electric engine units. So we need more green circuits here. We also need steel and batteries and whatever the electric engine units take. Electric engine units take more green circuits, engines, and lubricant. And so that's why we have brought the lubricant pipe along. And engine units we've already made with the blue circuits, but they take steel and iron. So we need some amount of steel, some amount of iron, some amount of green circuits, some amount of lubricant, some amount of batteries, and some amount of very small amount of red circuits. So instead of trying to calculate all of this by hand here, I'm going to use the Kirk McDonald calculator and use that to calculate how much I want to set up for the bots. And so I'm going to grab that, and I'll be right back. And welcome back. So, sorry about that. I had to pull up the Kirk McDonald calculator that I forgot to pull up before we started. And I can't really easily show it. I don't have something set up to show it, but I wanted to at least talk about this recipe. So I want to make just a small amount of bots. I also want to do some research here. Let's continue with the robot stuff for a little bit. Let's look at just the recipes. I'm just going to put out a handful of assemblers here just so we can look at recipes again. Let's start with I guess we'll start with the construction robots, and then we'll go to this, and then we'll go to this, and then we'll go to this. And we know that this takes gears and pipes, but I'm not worrying about that right this second. Okay, so these are made very quickly, but we don't need them to be made very quickly. In fact, we can get by with a very small amount of bots made, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of, I don't know, 6 per minute. Right around 6 per minute is actually a really good number. I know it seems like a weird number saying it out loud, but it actually comes out to be a really good number because of the way that some of these other recipes tie out. So other than the green circuits, which we're going to bring in a belt or half a belt of, probably actually just a half a belt of, other than that, we need one flying robot frame per whatever amount of time. If we built 8 of these, then we'd be making about, I'm trying to flip some math around here, but basically, I don't want to make 20, is what I'm saying. I don't need one flying robot frame per second. If I did 8, that's about 40%. So, we're going to get quite a few per minute. We're going to get about, I'm doing this math in my head instead of trying to use a calculator, but if 20 of them make 1 per second, and we do about 40%, it means we're going to make about 1 every 2.5 seconds, which is fine. That means that we're going to get 1 of each bot, once we have them both being made, every 5 seconds, which is pretty good. Like, you don't need a ton of these cranking out. And in fact, once you get this set up and going, most of the time they're going to be sitting here idle anyway. Let's do another research. Yes, I want logistic robots eventually, but not just yet. This one give me? No. The next one that I want isn't until here, where I get the non-stack inserter capacity +1. So that's the very end. So I'm not that worried about that right now because I'm not even using stack inserters. We don't need that just yet. This would be okay to do, but we don't really need it yet either. Mining productivity would probably be good to do. This is also a large one at 500. Yeah, let's do mining productivity. And then we'll probably go into lasers because I would like to get those started as well. Okay, so let's say if we set up 8 of these, they take 20 seconds to craft. If we look at these, they take 10 seconds to craft. That means I can craft 2 of these for every one of these, which means we need half as many machines making electric engines as we need making robot frames. The next one is engine units, and 1 engine unit makes 1 electric engine unit, and they make in the same amount of time. So now we can do 1 of these to 1 of these to 2 of these, to some amount of these. So the setup that I like to use for engines, or for robots I should say, is engine unit feeding directly into a, is that 3? I guess nope, 1 more. Is an engine unit feeding directly into an electric engine unit, 1-to-1 like this, and then those feeding on and continuing into where the electric engines, or sorry, where the flying robot frames are made. So in that case, we need to also have 1 machine making pipes and 1 machine making gears someplace, which we've done before with the blue science build over here. But you can kind of do them in line if you do it just right. So let's take a look at how to lay this out to get everything through. Iron can stop right here, but it kind of needs to be in the middle. Maybe we can put it right there. Gears are going to take in 2 iron and output 1, and pipes are going to take in 1 iron and output 1. So we really need maybe something slightly different, maybe even something like this, where they go in there like that. And they come out here and go into a shared belt. The reason I'm not putting it there is, of course, because the iron would continue straight along this belt. Although you could do something like that, but that messes with the inserters a little bit. So I think this might work out better. I've actually never done it this way, but we'll see. And then here we need to have also steel coming in. And where else we need steel? Here. So maybe we could have steel coming along this side. What all do you need? You need green circuits and lubricant. We could put... Let me see here. Yeah, let's do it this way. We can put green circuits and red circuits because we're going to need some red circuits later for the logistics spots as mentioned. So those could come on this line. We also need the batteries. The batteries could also share with the steel. We only need a tiny amount of both. So there's no reason why they couldn't share with the steel. We just need to be careful here when we get to the point of making, excuse me, sorry, making the flying robot frames, that we bring the steel and the circuits, steel and batteries and the circuits into such a place. Hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I have a frog in my throat. And not the good kind. Alright, and then we need to also bring the engine units in as well. The electric engine units in as well to be able to make with the flying robot frames. So thinking about how to do that, we could do something like we did here, where we put extra space in between. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces in between. That might work. Let's remove this. We know we need one of those. Let's pull this down here just a little bit. To there. And if we had input belts and an output belt, actually that's still going to go this way because it's going to go onto the bots. The circuits can come in here. However we figure that out, the circuits can come in there. Flying robot frames. These steel and batteries can come in here. The electric engine units... Well, I know what they can do. Maybe. No, that's not going to work either. Dang it. The other thing we could do is take the circuits, split the circuits, and then do a filtered split. Like this, output priority to the right of green circuits. At some point, maybe even before this. Maybe. And those can go in and they can merge with the electric engines somehow and go on to a belt here because we don't need the red circuits here. The red circuits just need to continue on down to where we're actually making the bots. So we could do this. This would put one of these like this, possibly. One of these like this. And there would be four of each of these still. But I'm just setting up 2 for right now, just to kind of plot this out a little bit. This would make that wider. What if we widened the whole thing to make it all this wide? Would that help any? That would make it... We can't do that because that would make it too far to hand these across in one motion. So I don't want to do that. But this might work this way. So we have iron coming in. We have pipes and gears on this line. We have steel and batteries on this line. They come down and then they get tucked in into here. The green circuits get tucked into here. This widens somehow, I mean, however we do it. And then these get put on a central belt, and of course we do this like this. I just didn't build it like this. And then this one goes like that. Nope. More or less like that. And then this one can be straight through. These can put onto that belt to output the flying robot frames, and then those go down into some sort of assembly, making the bots themselves. Possibly. If I'm going to do this, I do want to shift this over by a bit. But I want to make sure that I do this well. What I would like to do, I can't really do in this layout, and that is to I want to make these things further apart, but I can't feed them across then, because if I made them further apart, I could put a different belt in the middle. The other option, though, ooh, this is an option. What if the gears and the pipes, can I do this? What if the gears and the pipes were over here as well? Imagine that there's a space here. Then these could feed into here, and then these could be even closer if I wanted to make them closer. Maybe I like that better. No, I don't want them closer. I want to have the output belt here. Okay, I have an idea, at least. Let me take a blueprint of this. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to just stick it over here as my idea. And then I'm going to pick all of this junk up. Manually, again, because I don't have bots. Okay, so let's see. First off, we need to have a belt of steel coming in, say right here. And let's say that we're going to have that belt of gears and pipes out there. So we want to have gears and pipes over here somewhere. This one's going to go out onto that belt. This one's going to come down onto this belt. Here, pipe, like that. That may not need to be that far away, depending on if I want the iron belt to come into the center or to do something different. And then I want to have engines here and electric engines there. So maybe I just leave it the way that it is. Can I just do that? No. These are probably going to be like this, but actually no, I want them like this. Yes. Then we'll do a copy of that. Actually, let's just do all four of them. Okay, so these are the inputs for the engines. All three items plus batteries for later. They are going to go in like this and like that. And then they're going to jump across like this and like this. And then we're going to have maybe like that with the output of, yes, those there. Which means that this can all be connected by a pipe that then just goes out to the bus. Okay, so we now have, you know what, nope, I need green circuits to come in here. So, not quite. We need to have green circuits coming in here. Unless, crazy idea time. No, that's not going to work. Wait, yes it does work. Okay, crazy idea time. Remember this splitter right here? What if I put this splitter right there? And I took green circuits this way. These are only going to output on the far side, which is this outside here. And then the rest of the green circuits and the red circuits can continue along down to the other end where the bots are actually being made. That sounds like fun. And then we need to have these, which now need to be a bit wider. I don't know how much wider, but something like, or I mean, I know how much wider, but I don't know how much space to leave here. So I'm just going to do 2 of them. This belt stops there. This one continues along into here. This should be here. That should be there. So this should be there and there. Because then I can have the output belt in the middle. That's at least plenty of room. Let's do this then. Oops. There we go. And then I want to have this one doing this maneuver. This one doing this maneuver. And then this one can go straight through. And then I can copy this whole thing to here and make the 8 that I need. And that can just be a regular old belt because that's where the green circuits and the electric engines end. And then this is the flying robot frames that come out and go into the robots that meets up with this, because all our robots need are these end flying robot frames. So I could tighten this up a little bit if I wanted to. That means that I need to take this whole thing out, though, and rebuild it. But I'm going to do it anyway because while space isn't a premium, I still like to kind of do reasonably compacted builds. Just kind of a, I don't know, personal thing of mine, I guess. There should be good. Yes. Okay. So this has steel and batteries. This has green circuits and electric engines. And then we have that. Probably don't need that one. Okay, so input there, there, and there. Input there and there. Red inserter input there, there, and there. There, excuse the Wally, there. And then outputs go here. And here. And then we just need power. And then we'll need to bring these in. There. And then we'll have one there and one there. These coming in like this. And one of these will be construction bots and the other one will be logistics bots. That got done fast. Let's do lasers. And let's do power poles. Okay, this works just fine the way that it is. So I'm going to go ahead and put a power pole. Oh, nope. Okay, put a power pole there and there, I guess. These ones can go here. And we also need them there and there. Let me get a big power pole in here. I can see that we're connecting everything up. And then I also need lights, of course. These ones can go, let's see, where did I have them before? Like this. And then we'll figure this one out, probably something like that. And then lights. Light. So I guess I don't need those. Now I need 2 inserters here, so I need to have, actually, I can do something like that. And then I can have the light be maybe right there. Let's see. Light opposite the power poles. Sure, that sounds good. Lights here in the center should be good. And then a light there maybe should be good. Now, of course, the sun's coming up. And the lights are going down. Let's see. What comes after lasers? Well, laser turrets, of course. Let's do that. All right. Looking at the time, do I want to hook this up now? Yeah, let's hook this up now. Let's see. You go like this. This one starts here. It doesn't need to come in there, but this is iron, so we can hook that one up there. And then this is both circuits. You can come this way. And that goes there. And we'll just take the whole belt of iron. It's fine. And then we need steel and batteries coming out on this one. And yes, I am taking the batteries all the way out to the bus line and then coming all the way back. And I have a good reason for that. And that is so that this first split of batteries happens here going onto the bus, rather than the first split happening like maybe directly into the array. Kind of just a priority type of thing, I guess. Let's do like this, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know that I like it. Oh well. I guess I like it enough. Okay, so that'll take care of steel and batteries. We should start making... Oh, I guess I need inserters here. We probably need... Or we may need 2. And then 1. That goes there. This goes there. We'll let this stuff start getting made while we get these hooked up. Red circuits go there, which we don't actually need yet. And you're in the way. So actually we can come down here and watch the... Oh, we need the lubricant. We need lubricant. You go there. And then right there. And then of course I need to do this now before I forget later, because lubricant's going to have to continue on to... Of course that doesn't work. Nope. There, that works. And that goes there. Lubricant continues on, I think, to yellow science. Because I think we need to make electric engines for yellow science. Actually, we make flying robot frames for yellow science. Okay, so you can see how those split. Oh, I forgot about this. Take these up. This actually needs to just go here and here. I messed that up. Sorry about that. This goes there, 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 and there. And then we need insert here. And I'm going to have to fix the power. So the power can now go there and there. And then we need somewhere else for lights. So maybe let's do right there and right there. Okay. Oh, geez, I messed this up royally. Okay. Insert, 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 insert. Now we're making engines. We have a half a belt of green circuits coming onto... Well, it's actually a quarter of a belt because we're splitting it. What do we want to do next? Maybe energy weapons damage, and then maybe the other laser one. These are going now. All the engines are being made, and then those are going to get put on this belt and get output for these guys to pick up. These guys are ready to go with the addition of the engines. They are getting put onto the belt. Excellent. That one gets snagged first, and it's still 2 because it's a jerk. That one's getting 1. Oh, it's still 3. That's a total jerk move. It'll balance out though in the end, and then we should have now flying robot frames. It takes 20 seconds, of course, but flying robot frames on this belt. And then I think what we'll do in the beginning of the next episode is we'll get the robots being made and being put into the network. Instead of trying to cram that in right now, because it's going to take setting up roboports and things like that. And also before the next episode, I will run this red belt down and plug it into the mall in both places so that we can start making some more stuff. And that more stuff is going to be roboports, among other things. Yeah, they're right there. So I will do that off camera, and you guys can join me to put robots into the network. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.